their last official was actually in October last year, 19th of October in 2024. So that's a good sort of over 3 months, actually, that they haven't had any officials. And I'm sure, yes, they've been scrimming and whatnot, but yeah, it'd be interesting to just sort of see the level that they're going to bring in. And no real surprises that we're going to go towards one of the more middle of the map pool type maps in Dust 2, sort of just shake it out here early on in the season and see what's going to happen. And more importantly, you know, how Housebets is going to look. And I think also what PZ is going to look like coming back into the fold, because he has definitely been out for a little while.
Yeah, I think, look, I don't know how active Housebets has been, but it is only early days in the year. We're still in January. So I think a lot of these teams early on in the ECL leagues, and even back to when, you know, it used to be ESCA and back in earlier times in CSGO, I think this early in the year, a lot of teams would maybe not even be packing that much in Oceania, and they're just kind of working their way back into things. Really depends on what the expectations were upon the team and if you had an org and all that kind of stuff. So I really wouldn't be surprised if you see some kind of sloppier Counter-Strike, some teams that look like they're a little bit rusty at this point in the year. But I guess that really depends on, like I said, how much Housebets are really putting a premium on being a top team in the region this year. Michela, being the player to watch, definitely had a rough start to the series last week when we got to watch him, but he has a great ceiling, and he's always been a player that there's definitely talent there. So you could tell when he started to focus up a little bit and when the game got a little bit rougher, he did start having some pretty massive rounds, and he is playing against his old team, as you mentioned.
Yeah, exactly. I think he's always going to be a player that we are pretty interested in seeing performing, just because we've, I think, followed a fair chunk of his career now in the same vein that we have a lot of players, obviously, throughout the years that we've been